Charles Sanchez grew up in Arizona. At the age of 19, he traveled to New York City to become an actor. His acting ambitions also led him to Los Angeles before eventually coming to Little Rock. Charles was tested regularly for HIV, but he never really paid much attention to the results.
I got tested about once a year, but it wasn't something I was real aggressive about, and especially someone who was doing some high-risk activities. That was really not smart.
Like Bill, Charles wasn't treated for HIV until the virus had become full-blown AIDS.
I don't know how long I've been sick. I don't know if I got it in New York. I don't know if I got it in LA. I don't know. But certainly I was doing some risky, scary things. My CD4 count was 4. I mean, in a normal person, it's like in the thousands. And mine was 4, which is pretty awful.
Charles spent the next month in the hospital, surrounded by friends and family, as he recovered and tried to come to grips with having AIDS.
I don't really believe that I knew or understood the depth of which that my family and my friends really banded together when I got sick and have really supported me since.
He became depressed early on. While in the hospital, he was visited by a friend who set him straight on life with AIDS.
A friend of mine came and saw me, and I was crying and telling him all this, and he goes, I think you have a really bad attitude, because we're not in 1986, and AIDS is not the same as it was 20 years ago, and you're not going to die. You're going to live with the medication. All you got to do is take care of yourself and take your meds and go see your doctor regularly and do all the things that they tell you to do, and you're going to be okay. And I think it changed my life that day, because I really went, yeah, you know, he's right.
Today, Charles continues to act. He's also taking a more proactive role in making sure others learn from his mistakes.
I have taken friends now to get tested as often as I can. I encourage that with people, and I encourage safe sex. I just really believe in that. It's such an easy thing to keep from getting, really. I tell people, it's kind of hard to get HIV. You have to kind of work at it. You know, you have to do stupid things. There are really only a couple ways to get it.
And the best way to make sure you are not infected is to get tested regularly.
Getting tested, as scary as it is, it's not as scary as being in the hospital. It's not as scary as not knowing if you're going to live. That's scary. Having HIV is a scary thing, but it's a manageable thing. Obviously it is fatal. It's something that they don't have a cure for, but it's a manageable disease if you take care of yourself. I'm just lucky that I lived, because really I was so close to death, and I don't want that to happen to anybody else.
Over the past year, the state and local governments have been going over what worked during the Katrina and Rita relief efforts and what areas need improvement for future disasters.
The only big thing that really would have helped us would have probably been a more comprehensive communication capacity, which we will eventually have with the AWIN system.
The Arkansas Wireless Information Network, or AWIN, is a state-of-the-art digital radio system that will greatly improve communications between state agencies.
Through cooperative efforts with state, federal, local entities, we'll be able to talk to, if there's a problem in a particular area, all of the responders going in can go to a common channel and be able to talk.
AWIN lets us talk among ourselves so that we can make good decisions and take better care next time of any emergency that comes about.
In addition to the new systems, emergency operation centers across the state are working on plans to prepare for disaster relief in the future, whether it's for a hurricane, a tornado, or an ice storm. Major disaster relief plans also center around earthquake preparedness.
We've got a lot of efforts going on to incorporate lessons learned, especially when you look at the possibility of an earthquake on the New Madrid fault. in Arkansas, and having maybe 600,000 plus of our own citizens affected. So we've got work groups that are meeting, working on issues such as mass care. There's been just a tremendous amount of work done with the lessons that we've learned from the hurricanes.
What we're trying to do now from the state level and the county level is to prepare for the worst case scenario. That way when we get a hurricane, a tornado, or an ice storm like we had in 2000, then we will have the plan for worst case scenario. Then we can implement our plan, and it makes it much easier to do the plan if we have all those other things in place.